You mentioned I'm from Dutchess County, and in my district, in southern Dutchess County, we have a number of correctional facilities, Downstate Correctional, Fishkill Correctional, Greenhaven Correctional in my district. I have many friends and neighbors and constituents who work inside these institutions, many corrections officers in our neighborhood, and I coach Pee Wee football with a corrections officer, and the people who work in the prisons have an almost impossible job, incredibly difficult. When you're a CO or anyone on the staff in one of these prisons, you have a dangerous job, and we should do everything in this capital to make that job easier and safer. And in fact, we're doing the opposite lately. You may have read that your children might not have a tablet because they're expensive, but our prisoners, all 50,000 of them, I think the number is, they're all going to get tablets. And number one, those tablets are solid material. They could be broken and used as a weapon, no doubt about that. Someone is going to figure out how to access them. You're not supposed to be able to, contact the outside world and get on the true internet that you and I can get on, but somebody's going to figure that out. They have nothing but time to work on it, or somebody on the outside is going to figure it out. It's going to facilitate the drug and contraband trade into the prisons, no doubt about it. That doesn't make things safer for our prison personnel. And you also may have read, we had a good idea, and we implemented it very briefly. Very difficult to monitor what comes in packages to prisoners. Our prisons, they have staff, but they could use more staff because you can make one mistake, it could be a deadly mistake. So to streamline that process, the state said, well, we'll have pre-approved vendors. If you have a loved one in prison, you can use one of these vendors to send them the care package. Maybe there's not as much selection, but you know what? Your loved one's a convicted felon and he's in prison for a reason. So maybe your selection is going to be a little bit limited. But there's a lot of stuff you can send them, let them know you care, even though I don't know why you would. But we changed that. We backed off of that common sense idea, and now we have to check for more contraband, more guards, more corrections officers have to monitor these packages. It takes up limited resources, and why? So prisoners can get a better variety in their care packages. I think it's ridiculous. It does nothing to help the men and women who have to staff our prisons. There's a cost to all of this. With the tablets, they can email, but their emails have to be monitored. So now you're going to have somebody who's on the on the staff of the prison. They have to monitor emails. Incredibly labor intensive. And again, if there's an oversight, if a mistake is made, that could be a deadly mistake. That could facilitate the drug trade or the contraband trade. So terrible ideas. We should be coming up with ways to make our prison personnel safer, make their jobs easier. We're doing the opposite. It has to change. One more thing. Today is Fort Drum Day. As you know, the 10th Mountain Division is a great, and it pains me to say something nice about the Army because it's in the DNA of every Marine to tease the Army, but the Army is a great organization, and in that great organization, the 10th Mountain Division from right here in New York, one of the most deployed outfits in the entire U.S. military, is here today for Fort Drum Day. I got a chance to meet a number of the soldiers. I feel old because they all seem like little kids, but they are inspiring, the cream of America's crop, and I love Fort Drum Day. I love the 10th Mountain Division, and it's great to see those young soldiers being recognized here in our state capitol today.